How many discounts does USAA Auto Insurance offer? Too many to say here. Multi-vehicle discount, safe driver discount, new vehicle discount, storage discount, legacy.
How many discounts will you stack up? Visit USAA.com/auto discounts. Restrictions apply.
Hey, it's Paris. You know I love sparkly things, right? Like stars. Duh. And thanks to Hilton and Auto Camp, I just slept under them. Picture me, serving looks by the fire outside my luxurious Airstream, making s'mores with the kids, while a national park is our backdrop. The great outdoors meets Hilton hospitality. That's hot. Explore all the new ways to stay at Hilton.com. Hilton for the stay.
This episode is brought to you by Netflix. Becoming the most valuable sports franchise in the world doesn't happen without risk. A man who's willing to bet it all, and the players ready to make their own luck. America's Team, The Gambler and His Cowboys, is the story of the 1990s Dallas Cowboys and Jerry Jones's impact on NFL history. Featuring interviews with iconic 90s players and more. Watch America's Team, The Gambler and His Cowboys, streaming now only on Netflix.
You're tuned into Auto Intelligence, live from Auto Trader, where data, tools, and your preferences sync to make your car shopping smooth.
They're searching inventory.
Oh, yeah.
They find what you need.
They're gonna find it.
You can make a budget for your wallet to help you succeed. Pricing's precise and true.
So true.
It's smarter car shopping.
Ooh.
Just for you.
Oh, it's just for you.
Ooh.
Find your next ride at autotrader.com. Powered by Auto Intelligence.
With a major selection of the looks your kiddos love, starting at just $4 in the Walmart app, a new school year means a stylish new them. Who knew? Find skater skirts and Crocs that say, I'm casual but cool. Sparkly sneakers that say, it's my classroom, you're just learning in it. And preppy polos that say, I'm the teacher's pet, even if they're mommy's menace at home. Find their favorite styles starting at just $4 in the app. The Walmart you thought you knew is now new.
What is going on, everyone? Welcome to Armchair Scouts. Today we are talking week 1 of college football. We are breaking down everything from stars of the week, picks and predictions, our top Eagles draft targets to know. Joining us, Ryan Reese at Philly Sports PSA. What's up, Ryan?
Not much, man. Ready to continue this. Well, we're not calling it week 0 anymore, but this, super stretched out week 1. It's been good to have football, although maybe the games weren't so far weren't that great.
Our guy Rob shows up. That's how we roll here. What's up, Rob?
I don't know. I thought our show was starting at 9. What time are we supposed to start?
What is happening?
Oh man. Well, glad you're with us. Did you watch college football last week?
No, I worked. Wait a minute. Time out.
This might be the greatest cameo in podcast history.
Our show was supposed to be 8, wasn't it?
Sure was, sleepyhead.
Wasn't asleep. First day of school today, so I've just been dazed and confused all day.
Well, maybe you should.
Hilarious.
Well, here's a little high.
You can stay, buddy. It's okay.
No. I have zero clue what happened last week in college football. There is no reason I should be on this show. Go Birds.
Go Birds.
See you guys.
Bye, Rob.
All right. Before we roll on to week 1, that was awesome.
Wow, that might have been the funniest thing ever.
Did you watch college football last week?
No, of course not.
But let's jump right into week 0. Quick initial takes. Kansas State versus Iowa State was a straight up dud. That was a rough game to watch. But my top takeaway was Jalen Daniels looking like his former self. Jalen Daniels was super inconsistent in 2024, really struggled out the gate, but then really ended well against Fresno State. He was 18 of 20, 176 yards, 3 touchdowns, 47 yards on the ground. Fresno State's, not exactly the litmus test for a good football team, but if Daniel shows, that 2022, 2023 form, this could get interesting. I've been waiting for Jalen Daniels to really take that next step in his growth, and who knows, maybe this is the year.
Yeah. He's always kind of, I always see his name early in the season as a guy to watch, and then
doesn't do anything.
Yeah,
he doesn't do it.
Yeah. So, yeah, let's hope it's one of those years he finally does. So,
I was really disappointed on Avery Johnson. Avery Johnson was one of my dark horse candidates for the Heisman. He's the quarterback for Kansas State, and accuracy-wise, passer-wise, he really struggled. Ryan says, guys, you have to make your choices now. Don't be Joe Giglio. Is that right?
Yeah.
Changes his opinions with the wind. Can never trust him. Don't be like him. Okay.
Well, we certainly are not like those crumbs 94.
I mean, I say stupid stuff all the time, but also call myself on it. I don't have any ego or anything like that.
Yeah.
All right. Any other takeaways from week 0? Can you think of it?
Just again, glad it's back. Can't wait for the second half of week 1 to continue, because there are some games this weekend.
Yeah. Let's jump into week 1, leading off with our favorite Eagles targets to watch. I'm going to go to the defensive line, and a guy that I think is really underrated right now, and a potential breakout star. The man I'm talking about is out of LSU, Dominic McKinley, a defensive tackle, 6'6", 308 pounds. He's a sophomore. Hasn't really had a great season yet. He's young, but this guy's really interesting to watch. He was a 5-star recruit. He had 3 sacks in his debut season. All signs point to this guy just getting warmed up. LSU's defense is loaded. They've got Harold Perkins and others, but McKinley is a guy that I think you should be watching this weekend. He, again, 6'6", 308. He jumped 35 inches in the vertical. He had a 10-foot broad jump. He power cleaned 418 pounds. This guy has an elite combination of size, strength, athleticism, and power, and a guy that absolutely has to be on the radar during the draft process, and I'm talking about the combine. So definitely keep an eye out for Dominic McKinley as a guy that has potential superstar written all over him.
Yeah, believe me, there's one thing that LSU does is pump out NFL products. So
yeah, he's fun. So check him out.
Nice. Good stuff. Well, that's right, Krabby. That's right. I am also going to go with the defensive line, and I'm going to the defensive end, the edge, and that's Tennessee, Joshua Josephs. This guy, when I was kind of looking into, again, because, anybody who knows me, tight ends, linebacker, and I've already pretty much talked about, both positions quite a bit, especially tight end this season, as, maybe we don't need so much linebacker help now that we've always used. But, I caught my eye is Joshua Josephs, and, hey, we have had some success, maybe not lately, but some success with Tennessee edge rushers. So, he's just a versatile, athletic guy. He's got an 82-inch wingspan, and just with that reach, just creates kind of an unfair advantage. Going up against tackles, allowing him to kind of just maneuver around and kind of go through offensive tackles before they're able to kind of get a grip on him. So he's got great quickness, good first step. But he seems to be kind of more well-rounded rather than just being a pass rusher. He's really good at the run as well. He's very disciplined. And he's able to kind of, set the edge, quite well. And able to kind of, maintain, his lanes. So, but other than that, I will say he's got a decent set of moves. Certainly wants to, expand on that, but as really his kind of consistency has been his, negative point. He'll get to the quarterback, get some sacks, and then you won't hear from him, the next game. So I'd like to see him kind of build on that. And I think if he can, I think he'll be a name that, maybe leading the nation in sacks, and you'll get used to hearing his name soon.
All right, Joshua Josephs. Haven't heard of him. Definitely have to keep my eye out for this guy. I'm going to go to my next one, sticking with the defensive line. And Ryan, what school do you think we're going to be talking about?
Well, I can only assume, just going off of the people we've already talked about. Yeah, I was going to say Penn State or Oregon. So
we're talking about Oregon.
Yeah.
We're talking about Amari Washington, another breakout star for 2025. Defensive tackle, 6'3", like our previous guy, Dominic McKinley, one of the most athletic interior defensive linemen in the SEC this year. This guy clocked nearly 21 miles an hour. He's got a 36-inch vertical jump, squatted 755 pounds, bench press 475 pounds, and power clean 385 pounds. He's coming off a season with not a lot of production, but now that Derek Harmon is in the NFL, I was a big Derek Harmon guy. This guy looks like the next one and might be better. So keep an eye out for Amari Washington as I continue to show that I'm a closet Oregon Ducks fan. So
okay, nothing wrong with that. They always seem to have a pretty studly teams, pretty consistently in the top 10. So all right, well, I am going to get away from the front four. I'm moving to the back. I'm going to the corner, and I'm going with South Carolina, Jalen Kilgore.
Oh, yeah.
This is, a dude that I think, again, could be, a need, depending on how this year plays out, with, our CB2. He's a physical corner, great size, speed, and he's really kind of able to go all over the field. He's 6'2", about 220. He's raw, so certainly needs a little bit of refinement, but he's just a leader out there for that South Carolina defense. Just shows plays with such an intelligence and just natural instincts. And he's really great at changing directions. He's got good swivel, good hip movement. He's kind of can play, whether you need him outside, you need him to play the slot. He's spent some time playing safety. Is basically whatever matchup you need him. That's where he's there. And also he prides himself on his, run stuffing ability as well. So last year, again, for the Gamecocks, put up some really good numbers. As you can see, 5 picks, 5 pass breakups, and only 38 catches allowed. So I look for him to kind of elevate himself into, the next tier in that elite status of college football corners.
Yeah, he's legit, man. He's
a dog. He's a dog.
All right. So there, I forgot to put our Eagles targets from last week, but some of the names, I know I'm slacking, but there are some of the names we have targeted so far. I'll keep updating this list. That being said, let's jump right into our week 1 picks, leading off with Texas at Ohio State. Number 1 versus number 2. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. I mean, this is one of the most anticipated season openers ever. 2 of the top 2 teams in the preseason coaches poll Arch Manning making his debut as Texas's starter. The Buckeyes are breaking in a new starter, quarterback Julian Sayin. This is going to make a big impact come December. The top prospect I'm watching is safety Caleb Downs. Caleb Downs is one of my favorite players, period. A generational blue chip type of dude. He's a big-time playmaker. He's got elite instincts. He allowed just 6 first downs in 16 games last year. You could make a case he was the best player in college football last year. And he's 6 foot, 205 pounds, dynamic, ruthless, authoritative. He's got such a presence. He's always around the football. And he's a guy that's just always all over the field all the time with such rare difference-making feel for the game. I think he's a top 5. He will be a blue chip prospect when all is said and done for me. Where are you going with this game, and what do you got?
Oh, this, I was dreading this, honestly, because this is, it's rare when, they have such a crazy matchup. I can't remember. I know Texas is definitely number 1. I know depending on the poll you look at, I think Ohio State's either number 2 or number 3, but still, either way, crazy early matchup. Like you with Caleb Downs, I kind of do the same thing with Texas linebacker Anthony Hill.
Yeah, he's awesome.
All eyes are going to be on that, Texas offense and Arch Manning. And you have a guy who's been there for a little bit. Now he finally gets to take the reins and showcase his skills. And Ohio State is starting another new quarterback.
Yeah.
Now obviously they have a pretty studly wide receiver over there in Ohio State there to kind of help him out. But
the beast.
Yeah, he is. But honestly, I truly believe that Texas is just a little bit more stacked than Ohio State. And typically, Ohio State does usually start pretty slow. They usually set themselves up with some cupcakes before they get into the big heart of that Big Ten schedule. That's really, by the time they hit that, they're usually all cylinders running. So I think this might be a little bit too much, too fast for Ohio State. Again, losing so many people as they do every year, it's hard to start off strong. So I'll give the slight edge to Texas.
Yeah, I'm actually going the same way. I think the Ohio State Buckeyes are 1.5 point favorites, but I trust way more in Arch Manning right now than I do Julian Sayin. So both going Texas.
Yep.
All right, let's roll on to LSU at Clemson. What a game, man. This is on Saturday night, 7:30. So many future first-round picks are going to be in this one. It's you got Brian Kelly's program with probably the top-ranked transfer class this past offseason.
Yeah.
You have LSU, who hasn't won a season opener since 2019 when Joe Burrow went and was en route to a national championship. So where are you going with this one, Ryan?
Well, maybe they need to start scheduling them some, cupcake school in the beginning of the year. Listen, you're right. This is going to be a game that I think you will look back at in 4 or 5 years and be like, wow, look at all the NFL talent here. I think just looking at this team for team, I'm going to give the edge to Clemson and that defense, especially that defensive line. You literally could have, 3 of these guys be, top 15 picks, if not top 10 picks. And I just fully expect them to dominate. I know you're not a fan of Clemson's quarterback there, but I just trust that defense in Clemson to absolutely be as dominant as it appears that they will be.
That's a really good one. But don't count out Garrett Nussmeier, man. He's really solid.
He's a solid guy.
he's the kind of guy that could get the ball out fast and kind of negate that pass rush. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not the biggest Cade Klubnik guy. He made major improvements last year compared to the previous year, and I
You were a
think
hater. Let's be
I am.
honest.
I think I am, and I'm going to go LSU. I'm going to go LSU in this one. I think Harold Perkins has a really good game, kind of cements himself.
Love me
Really
some
had
Harold
a
Perkins.
disappointing 2024 season.
Sure
And
did.
then, obviously the guy to watch, we covered him last week. This was one of your guys, Ryan's, but Peter Woods
Yep.
at Clemson is just a massive, massive prospect to watch. I mean, he's probably more of an inside guy than an outside guy, but he can play both. Great athlete, really good run stuffer. There you go. All right. Next up, Alabama at Florida State. How will the Tide bounce back in year 2 without Nick Saban? And can the Seminoles pull off week 1's biggest upset? This one feels bigger for Alabama, despite FSU's need to rebound. Last year was a straight up nightmare for Florida State. You look at Ty Simpson as probably the starting quarterback under first-year offensive coordinator Ryan Grubb. Where are you going with this one?
Yeah, listen, Florida State, man, they just stumbled out of the block last year and just couldn't get their footing. And listen, there was a multitude of reasons why that was, but and Alabama kind of underperformed, as well, given the fact that you lose a Hall of Fame coach, decides to step away. And listen, I think, again, this is not Saban's Alabama, obviously. I think, if it was, this would be the easiest win ever because Saban just handles his business. But I think Alabama's learning to adjust to this new, way of life. And they're still an extremely talented team. They're always going to kids want to come to Alabama. And I don't think Florida State made enough of adjustments in this offseason, whether it be through the transfer portal or recruiting, to really get themselves relevant in this game. I think this is going to be an Alabama game, although playing at Florida State is no easy task, though.
Yeah,
but
I'm going
Alabama.
I'm going Alabama rolls. I'm just not ready to think of Florida State as a.
And you flipped our LSU and Clemson.
Did I really?
Yeah.
You're right, I did. My bad.
It's okay. I just noticed that.
There we go. Let's roll on to Notre Dame versus prospect to watch for Alabama, Caden Proctor.
Oh, yeah.
Really good offensive tackle prospect. Will probably be a top 10 pick in next year's draft. Fluid athlete. He's a stud, straight stud, former 5-star recruit. I think he's, potentially a blue chip prospect. 6'7", 360 pounds. He's going to be a three-year starter. I mean, he's got it all. So Caden Proctor's one to watch out for. Notre Dame at Miami. My gosh, where do we start?
I'm just glad that Miami is now a top school again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it feels right.
It feels right. Like Miami being a top 10 school. They're always like the villain that you kind of root for. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they've just had so many studs roll through Miami, and not only just studs, but like NFL greats. Like, I don't know what it is, like the percentage of like players to make it to the NFL and then those players to be like Pro Bowlers. I guarantee you Miami's one of the tops. They just always make great pros. But listen, Notre Dame also has themselves a really, really good team this year. So this one's going to be an absolute dogfight. I think this one's actually on Sunday, right?
It's Sunday at 7:30 at night.
I don't know if I like that.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird.
But it is in Miami. but I don't know.
Where you going? I'll say it. I'm going Miami. I think Miami will. I think Carson Beck will be back in his 2023 form. I think edge rusher Ruben Bain is.
Yeah.
Well, he's also somewhat of a defensive tackle too. Can play inside a little bit, but he's one of the best pass rushers in the country. I think Miami has a really solid squad, and I'm gonna drink the Kool-Aid a little bit about Carson Beck kind of refining himself.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, listen, I know that Notre Dame has one of the better running backs in the country, and Jeremiah Love. CJ Carr is their redshirt freshman quarterback. So a lot is certainly put on his shoulders. But I like the weapons that he has, but also that defense in Notre Dame is just packed with senior leaders and just oh man, this is tough. I'll say Notre Dame.
Okay.
But yeah, man, this is probably going to be my most fun game to watch. Like Texas, Ohio State, obviously top two schools. But for whatever reason, Notre Dame, Miami just feels like nostalgia. It feels like, this is kind of matchup that I grew up watching,
Yep. All right. And last but not least, TCU at North Carolina. This one is all about the Bill Belichick era beginning. It's going to be it's not going to be a great game when it comes to like prospects, but it's Bill Belichick.
Right.
And North Carolina is definitely in a transition right now. They kind of got gutted in recent years. So where are you going with this one?
Yeah, listen, I don't think I just don't think North Carolina can just flip that switch with Bill Belichick in year one. Obviously a lot of people changed their decision to go to North Carolina, but again, these are young players. These are players that most likely aren't going to be getting on the field too much, but so that being said, I'm going to give the slight edge to TCU. I think they probably win by a touchdown, but again, you can't underestimate the intelligence factor and just the experience factor that Bill Belichick brings to the table. That when if this ends up being a close game, you obviously have to give that edge to North Carolina here.
Yeah.
Just given his track record.
All right, Eric.
This episode is brought to you by Nespresso Virtual Coffee Machines. Ready to enjoy the bold flavors of barista-quality Nespresso iced coffee at home? Simply fill a glass with ice and press the brew button on your virtual pop machine to enjoy rich double espressos roasted to stand up even when chilled. Refreshingly bold iced coffee. Refreshingly easy to make at home. Visit Nespresso.com to shop now.
New season, new chaos in college football.
Let's go! Big stage, big opportunity.
This Labor Day weekend, the wildness lives on ABC, ESPN, and the all-new ESPN app.
What a way to start!
Featuring top 10 teams like Clemson, Notre Dame, Alabama, and LSU, and Bill Belichick's debut at North Carolina.
It's so special when these teams collide.
Don't miss a lineup filled with electric matchups.
Welcome back to college football.
Kickoff week presented by Modelo. Labor Day weekend on ESPN and ABC. Also available to stream on the all-new ESPN app.
Introducing the perfect companion to your morning listening routine. AG1's clinically backed formula is now flavor-packed with 3 new delicious flavors: tropical, berry, and citrus. Start the day on a high note with probiotics that taste like the tropics. Mix it up with micronutrients that taste like berry or citrus. And take it all the way back with the classic, AG1 Original, with notes of pineapple and vanilla. Do your health a flavor, or 4, with AG1 Next Gen, the daily health drink. Learn more at drinkag1.com.
My cat Freddie loves to be brushed and cuddled. But stirring up his cat allergens meant sneezing and itchy eyes. Then I found Purina One Live Clear. It's cat food that reduced the major allergen and my suffering in as little as 21 days. Now, we feel closer than ever. If you have issues with cat allergens, you really need to try Purina One Live Clear.
Try new Purina One Live Clear today. Purina One, a difference from day one.
This episode is sponsored by Friskies, who would like to tell your cats hi. Now, if that didn't get your cat's attention, there is one thing that always does the trick. Just pour some Friskies crunchy food in the bowl and you'll hear those paws come running. Works every time. With so many Friskies choices, you can always bring your cats running from their secret napping spots. There's always more to explore. See for yourself at friskies.com or visit your local store.
There's our picks. We got a couple differences. That'll be fun to watch for sure. Yeah. We will revisit this next week. As always, rolling on to Star of the Week. Ryan, you go first, man. Winner of this gets to pick first. The next one, the rules here is you can't have repeats. That once you pick the player, they're off the board the rest of the season. And we can't have overlapping guys. So I have no idea what Ryan's pick is. What's your pick? It better not be my guy.
I feel like there's a decent chance it could be.
Really?
Maybe. I don't know. Just given your proclivity to beat a dead horse, and kind of your newfound Oregon Duck
I see
status of your fandom there, but I'm actually going to go with quarterback Dante Moore.
I can't wait.
They are playing. I just lost it too. They're playing Montana State.
Yeah.
At Eugene, Oregon. So a home game versus a subpar opponent. I could easily see him putting up 5-6 touchdowns in the first half and coasting the rest of the way. But I like them to get off to a resounding thumping of Montana State. And I've been a fan of Moore, and hope that he can live up to the hype.
I love it. I definitely thought about that one, but he was not my pick. He was not.
Man.
Where I'm going with John Mateer, quarterback John Mateer, the dude for Oklahoma. So you're welcome. He's a new quarterback replacing Jackson Arnold. Mateer's not a great NFL prospect by any means, but he's pretty solid with what he's got. Again, doesn't have elite accuracy or great arm strength, but he's a threat with his legs. He can, move the chains. He's really good improvising outside of the pocket and getting it done. So give me John Mateer. I think he's going to put up some big numbers against Illinois State. So kind of a similar mold. I'm going for like 3 or 4 touchdowns and a half, and then we'll see what happens with that. I think this will be a really fun week 1 matchup. Dante Moore versus John Mateer.
Yeah, they're in very similar situations, though.
Yeah, very similar.
Now the real question is, what does Shane Half think of John Mateer?
Yeah, he's almost always pretty critical of Oklahoma quarterbacks. I feel like it's been a while.
Sure is. So we'll have to ask him tomorrow night.
Yep. All right, guys, that is our picks for week 1. We'll be back next week, breaking it all down, reactions, and then previewing week 2 as we do. So that is basically it for Armchair Scouts this evening. Ryan, final thoughts?
Yeah, this weekend, I hope there's nobody that wants me to do anything or hang out or whatever. I'll be in front of a TV. So unless you want me to hang out in front of a TV, I'll do that. But I plan on watching. And that's, I will say, as much as it might sound like a little annoying that all these games are kind of all spread out from like Thursday all the way to Sunday, Monday even. Good on you, college football. Take back some of these days, you know? NFL can't have all the days.
Period.
Take them back.
Krabby says, if you guys keep this up, I may actually watch a college game for the first time. It's the best sport there is. College football is amazing. It's so much. It's so much better than the NFL product. It's so much better than the NBA as a product.
It's a different product.
It's so different.
I look at football very, very similar in NFL versus NCAA, and I feel like it's the feeling. You have that tradition, you have that passion, you have that just, raw, just energy that goes with it. And, you may not know this guy from that guy and, when you're watching it, but man, you're hooked. It's good storylines. NFL, great storylines. The players, there's some extra about it, and it's the top tier athletes playing. Both have their, whatever. Everything's better. Both of them are better than the NBA. That's for damn sure.
Yeah,
NBA
it's terrible. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. We'll be back next week. Birds of the Round Table tomorrow night, 8:00, talking more Eagles roster cuts and the final 53-man roster. He is Ryan Reese at Philly Sports PSA. I'm Dibes. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay awesome. I should have mentioned your Hawaii hat.